it's Mick again. I'm just going to do a short video on celebrity psychics. I wonder how many people out there actually believe that the celebrity psychics today in the media are at the top of the profession. I wonder. I think most people think that's as good as it's going to get, and that's really the top. Well, some of the best mediumship I've ever seen in my life is in the small spiritual churches in England. It was done for love only, no money. Well, you throw a couple of quid into the pot because the building needs maintaining and one thing and another. But it was done for love first, to show and to get people to understand that life goes on. There is no life. There is no death after life, because life goes on, so there is no such thing as death. Just the organic body dies. And now you've got it on the TV and various other places. And what I wanted to point out is that you need to realise one thing, that it's run by the media. What actually goes on TV is not necessarily what actually happens. I mean, you've got 15 minutes, 10-15 minutes of actual mediumship on the TV, and hours and hours, maybe days and days of footage that's never going to be shown, because it's all cut and joint and put together to make it look good for you. The celebrity medium today, I think most of them, not all, but the majority, are there for the money and sold themselves out for fame and fortune. I don't rate what I see on the TV very well at all. No one talks to you about protection, about responsibility. No one tells you anything. It's just me, me, me. It's about money. Could be their fault. Could be just the way it is. It could be they just got a bit greedy. But I don't rate it. I don't think it's very good. I've seen medium at a show, celebrity medium, talking about spirits waking him up, being around the end of the bed at night. And it's like, what are they doing there? Why are they waking him up in the middle of the night? And then later on he turned around, oh no, I'll keep my house clean of spirit. We only deal with spirit outside, the right place, the times, that inside is my space. In the same show, a lady asks, do you ever get doors banging and things moving? Oh yeah, all the time, the medium replied. All the time. Well, there's 3 different things in one show. Totally irresponsible. There's no knowledge. You see, the thing is, I could teach you now to open up to spirit world. I could show you very easily how to do it, but there'd be a big price to pay. And I'm not talking about money, because anyone can open up into the spirit worlds unprotected with no knowledge and go in there and think it's all roses, because it's not. Anyone, any decent soul who opens up with no background, no help, no knowledge, no nothing, you will find spirit, and they will communicate, and they will be from the lower levels. I'm sorry, but that's the way it is. Loads of people are doing it. Most of your readers, your average everyday readers, who call themselves, they're not mediums. All they are is psychics. I mean, what they do nowadays, what you pay money for a reading, with the average medium clairvoyant psychic, is worse than the first 3 months in an open circle, the first time you ever go to a spiritualist church. What we were doing 25 years ago, after 3 months, is better than what I'm seeing now on the platforms. I'm not talking about some of the really good, I'm talking about your average medium now. Because they're not mediums anyway. Where I live, or where I used to live, I've only ever found one. Everyone professes to be a medium, but I only found one who could prove who they were talking to. And the rest, even the clairvoyance, wasn't any good. It's just a heightened psychic, and we're all psychic. So what does that tell you? But anyway, going back to the celebrity medium. So when you come across that, that doesn't instill any confidence in you. Because all the other things that I've been talking about and will be talking about, most of these people don't know anything about it. And it's a worry. I watched a show where a medium came out there and picked on a lady and a little child. I said, oh, Daddy's here. And the kid's screaming. And the medium's looking in the camera, laughing and smiling. Oh, Daddy's here and he says he loves you and he's going to be there for your birthday. Well, that applies to like everyone, doesn't it? The mother was distraught and it just went on like a show. Well, I tell you now that spirit was there was not the father, because they wouldn't put that child through that. No one would do that. That could be anyone. Come across one where they talking to, and they're doing this in an interview, saying, "Oh, I had a lady this, blah blah blah," and it felt like she had all these angels around her, 13 angels. It felt like angels. So I told her there were angels, and she was happy. What? So you don't know? We come across celebrity medium who goes to a house, 3 people there, and they say, "Oh, we lost so-and-so," and blah blah blah. They all make up 3 stories, and the medium picks up. Gives them information, very vague information, but all on the 3 subjects who've never ever existed. And this is one of your TV ones. It doesn't add up. What people are looking at is not the reality of it. You need responsibility, you need to learn, you need to do some background research, you need to find the right teachers and be in the right frame of mind. All these books today, these New Age books, there's very, very few that say you can't do it. They're all telling you, you can do this, you can do that. But how many actually say to you, you have to be in the right frame of mind? If you're suffering from mental illness or depression, you shouldn't go anywhere near it, because you're weak at that moment. You shouldn't touch it. But they don't tell you that, do they? So, I don't think very much of what's on the TV at the moment, and I think you should look at it in a very, very serious way, because you've got to distinguish business from reality. It's just the way it is, I'm afraid, and you know, it's leading you up the garden path. Everyone is jumping out the woodwork. Oh, I'm a medium, I'm a clairvoyant, I'm this, I'm that. But it only started since it started going on the TV. Where was they all before? You know, it's a serious subject. You can't go around playing with things that you don't know. I get no inspiration for what I see in general. You've got mediums on the ghost hunters thing, playing with Ouija boards. What the hell are they doing? There's no warnings, there's no nothing up there. Anyone can get hold of a Ouija board. They know nothing. They don't actually care, do they? Because they're about money. Everywhere you go now, it's about money. And you need to be aware of it. Honestly. Because there's some really good mediums around, but they're not out there in the public eye generally. Because they're doing it for the right reasons. To help you communicate with past loved ones. That's all really what it's supposed to be. To prove life after death, and for you to be able to communicate through them to a past loved one, relative, friend, whatever. That's it. And in the right environment, the right place, you can learn to develop your own skills. There wasn't nothing else about it. It wasn't anything fancy. It wasn't anything special, because we are eternal beings. There's nothing special about it. It's having the right people, the people of high integrity, to be between you and the spirit world. That's all it is. But you look at the TV now, after I've said that, please take note and just look at what's going on. And you go on there, the patronising, yes dear, yes my love, yes my love, yes dear, oh my darling, this, my darling. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. You need not take too much notice of it. If you're serious and you want to learn things, go the right way, be responsible, do it for the right intentions. Because if you're not, it's never ever going to work. Really, I've never ever come across any medium ever who's really, really successful in there when they don't do it right. You can still earn money, you can still do this and do that, but if you want the real benefit of it, which is from in here, you really need to be sensible about it. Cautious, responsible, and take time to learn. Don't jump into things. There's no rush. So, I'm not talking about any individuals as such, but it's a sad state of affairs. It's never meant to be this way. Prove life after death was never meant to turn into showmanship. And then you got everyone, Tom, Dick and Harry, running around charging you 50, 60, 70, 100 bucks an hour to give you a reading, which is no more than just an ordinary psychic reading, which is one down from clairvoyance and many, many steps down from mediumship. It's just really, really sad, and yet everyone calls themselves a medium. And these are the people you really don't want to get involved with, because all sorts of things happen. So, and it's happening, if it's happening in the celebrities, then it's happening even worse out on the street. So please be aware, and when you watch these things or see these things, please try and tune in, really try and tune in to try and feel the truth of the matter. Because you will see it differently, I tell you, honestly. Please just be careful with that. Thank you.